One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. We look at the top stories in the news. Government commissions Malolwa Bridge in Kabompo. Masaiti District disburses 4.6 million kwacha CDF grants. Closure of illegal circumcision campsites alerts Livingstone residents. Last learners under Keeping Girls in School program cancelled. With the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is Renard Simukonda. Now, the Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, has commissioned Malolwa Akro Bridge in Kabompo District. And speaking during the commissioning of the bridge, Mr. Milupi disclosed that 31 crossing points have been identified for construction and installation in Northwestern Province, out of which 8 have been completed and commissioned. We have the details in this report.
This is Malolwa Akro Bridge that has been constructed in Malolwa community of Kabompo District in Northwestern Province. The construction of this bridge is to provide a safe crossing point for the local communities. Minister of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development, Charles Milupi, commissions the bridge.
It is pleasing to know that today we are commissioning the Malolwa Akro Bridge in Kabompo District. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a demonstration of how your government is committed to improving the bridge stock in this country.
Zambian National Service Commander Maliti Solochi is represented by Deputy Commander Ruben Mwewa.
Malolwa Akro Bridge is the movement of not just the people of Kabompo District, also of goods and services, thereby contributing to the reduction of rural poverty.
RDA Board of Directors Mauchand Kuntawala has this to say.
Now that the bridges have been constructed and installed, our efforts will be directed towards rehabilitating roads once resources are secured. This will be done in order to enhance connectivity and accessibility to markets and farming areas by our citizens in these far-flung areas.
Kabompo Member of Parliament Ambrose Lufuma was also present.
Kabompo is rich in mineral resources. We also are endowed with good forest here. Products such as honey. This is why Kabompo, on the map of Zambia, is known as a city or a district, that which brings sweetness.
The New Dawn government remains committed to boosting infrastructure development in the local communities. Mwichechikoya for Zanis, Kabompo District, Northwestern Province.
Now, the Agriculture, Technical and Professional Staff Union of Zambia has expressed happiness with the launch of the mechanized 360 projects by government in all the 10 provinces. And Union Acting Vice President Batsman Banda says the launch of the facility, which will see civil servants and other farmers hire machinery, such as tractors from government, will help the country boost crop production. Here is a report.
Government is working on ways to improve food security in the country. And one of the ways is to ensure that farmers increase crop production through different means, such as encouraging mechanization. One of such programs is the Mechanized 360 project, which will see government procure farm machinery, such as tractors, and hire them out to people across the country. This move has elated the Agriculture, Technical and Professional Staff Union of Zambia.
This is the way to go, because farmers now and those who are accessing the SAF facility are going to hire these implements to boost production. Because mechanization, that's the way to go now. We are appealing to the government to reduce the hiring rates. Go to 1,800 per hectare. To hire a tractor is quite expensive, especially our civil servants in rural areas, our members, and the small-scale farmers. So if the minister, Honorable Mtolo himself, and his team can look into the rates to hire these implements for our farmers out there in rural areas.
Meanwhile, Union Acting Vice President Busman Banda has expressed happiness with the support government is giving to the Food Reserve Agency to procure maize from farmers.
There's a lot of grain in this part of the country, and this grain cannot come on their own, but it's a lot of resources to be pushed in these areas. So that this country can have food secure in this coming rain season and probably export extra to other countries around. So at PUSUS and its members are willing to work with the government and support the government policy to ensure that Zambia is food secure.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
While still on agriculture news, Mporokoso District Commissioner Brian Muyuni says briefcase maize buyers have invaded Mporokoso District. Mr. Muyuni revealed that the buyers, mainly from Lusaka and Copperbelt provinces, have spread across the district, enticing farmers to sell their maize. And speaking when Northern Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Beauty Piri visited the district, Mr. Muyuni said his office, with other stakeholders, is engaging farmers, especially those benefiting under the Farmer Input Support Program FISUP, on the need to sell their maize to FRA. And Ms. Piri has advised small-scale farmers against selling their maize to prospective buyers, saying FRA is depending on the northern region for strategic reserves. Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, Himba Chelo, has called for strengthened biosafety and biosecurity frameworks for veterinary laboratories on the African continent. Ms. Chelo said this in a speech read on her behalf by the ministry's Assistant Director for Field Services, Fusia Goma, at the Inter-Regional Workshop on Biosafety and Biosecurity for Veterinary Laboratories, Eastern and Southern Africa, and West and Central Africa, organized by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Details in this report.
These are over 50 delegates from over 20 African countries. They are taking part in the Inter-Regional Workshop on Biosafety and Biosecurity for Veterinary Laboratories in Western, Central, Eastern and Southern Africa. The workshop is aimed at mapping and evaluating country-specific progress in implementing the biosafety and biosecurity national roadmaps and harmonizing the approach across the said regions. Government seized the opportunity to share its concerns on biosafety and biosecurity.
Veterinary laboratories are vital, not only for animal health, but also for ensuring food safety and prevention of zoonotic diseases in humans. Despite their crucial role, the importance of a robust biorisk management in this laboratory is often underestimated, and actions need to be established for sustainable biosafety and biosecurity systems that have been insufficient. This workshop, therefore, will serve as a critical platform for addressing these gaps and bolstering our collective capacity.
International animal health consultant Dr. Mishek Mulumba emphasized the need to strengthen biosafety and biosecurity protocols.
Absolutely imperative that African countries, especially the laboratories of health, public health and veterinary services, it is a must that they develop, strengthen and implement biosafety and biosecurity protocols or strategies. And these should be cutting across borders because avian influenza has taught us that it knows no borders. And the goals for biosecurity and biosafety are to reduce both intentional and unintentional biological risks. And these can have disastrous effects on the nation's health system, on the nation's agriculture, on its security, on its political and economic stability.
Governments, cooperating partners had this to share.
In this era of globalization where things are moving very fast due to ease in transport, and together with moving people, pathogens equally move. That makes biosafety, biosecurity very important.
75% of new and emerging infectious diseases are zoonotic.
This means that the multi-sectoral work from all of you in this room is critical for preventing, detecting, and responding to these zoonotic diseases. To be successful, we must put forth strong leadership and coordination.
Shilika Chabaningula for Zanis in Lusaka.
Now, on empowerment, government has disbursed over 4.6 million kwacha grants to 229 cooperatives under the Constituents Development Fund in Masaiti and Kafula-Futa constituencies in Masaiti district. And Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary Augustine Kasongo handed over the grants to the beneficiaries. More in this report.
Government is committed to transform the lives of its people through inclusive development and livelihood improvement in line with its transformative agenda. This is being realized through the disbursement of grants through the Constituency Development Fund. In Masaiti District, 229 cooperatives from Kaflafuta and Masaiti constituencies have received their grants. Copperbelt Province Permanent Secretary has urged the beneficiaries to use the grants prudently.
Let me appeal to all the beneficiaries to use these funds prudently and as indicated in your proposals. We use this money for the purposes that we had applied for. It's not to go and share this money and buy chicken and chips. We as government will take keen interest in the manner you run your projects using these funds. I'm confident that these grants will help you push to a new level of running projects and equip you to bring innovation in the manner we run businesses in our district.
Masaiti District Commissioner urged beneficiaries against misuse of the grants received.
Mubwingi bwesu mwapaka shidienda lama teku pupumina yo shaisa tushibike yo ama plan ya alemberwe mko pedibo muyakiruke mutampe yambi konke nifi mwalembere kali mukakiruke nishi mwalubana na muri plan tulifanse emwane.
Kaflafuta Constituency Independent Member of Parliament says the Constituency Development Fund is bringing development to the people.
President nebufayo wao ukwebati CDF ifike ku bantu nekubapyungira ibapyungire ififile fikirishiwa makamaka muno mukaflafuta teti ndabire po wanjala muno mukaflafuta shonse indarameshu buteko bukaleta ndemira yenu kwebati shonse shakulu kufika ku mwewe.
And the beneficiaries of the grants are elated.
Detotela ndiwansansa kabiwa kutasha sana uteko buliko kuwa UPNA bamupene na bakateka wesu akainde ikirema bakutupera obwafirisho ubu natupokerera obwafirisho pamonga grant ili 25,000 kwacha
tasha kubuteko bulipo na abantu abaletungirira mu mbali monse pye nintotera sana so ikichena kitwalire mu Zambia tusambisheko n'abanesi bonse padishi mpia abantu abengi bale mulakwata bale bomba obuteko bulipo nisho buteko bule bomba.
Zanis, Masaiti District.
We now take our first break. We have more interesting stories still to come. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
We continue with the news. Now, Senior Chief member of the Bemba people in Kasama district has bemoaned the poor state of the local court in his chiefdom. The senior chief says that the court building is in a dilapidated state and is posing a danger to people, especially judicial workers. And now, Mukushi District Commissioner Jonathan Kapungwe has called on stakeholders to address the local people's concerns on the proposed construction of the Upper Lunsemfwa Dam in Mukushi District of Central Province. Mr. Kapungwe was speaking during a public hearing for the proposed Upper Lunsemfwa Dam project hosted by the Zambia Environmental Management Agency ZEMA in Mukushi District. Jennifer Mananse has the details in this report.
As part of the environmental impact assessment process, the Zambia Environmental Management Agency has facilitated a public forum for the proposed construction of the Upper Lunsemfa Dam. This follows President Hakainde Hichilema's direction that stakeholders must address bottlenecks on the proposed construction of the dam. Mukoshi District Commissioner Jonathan Kapungwe officiated the program.
The wish of this government that the dam should be constructed, bearing in mind that all citizens who will be affected should be looked after very well. Those who need to be given new land, can they be given land? No one should be displaced. This government does not need any single Zambia being displaced by this development.
And Zambia Environmental Management Authority Director General Godfrey Mwinga was present.
Where ZEMA is for this project, the developers have made submissions to ZEMA. So according to the law, we are then required to seek public comment. This is where we are with this public hearing meeting. So that those that are affected by the project and that are interested by the project, they must provide comments that will help ZEMA make a decision.
Upper Lunsemfa Dam project lead consultant Lubinda Hindia has highlighted the importance of the dam project.
This project intends to construct a dam on the Lunsemfa River. The purpose of the dam is to store water which will be used for irrigation, for water supply to Mukushi town. I'm sure the residents of Mukushi know how water is a challenge, and this dam is supposed to provide or contribute towards the solution of inadequate water supply to Mukushi town.
Some members of the community are elated by the proposed construction of the Upper Lunsemfa Dam. We have welcomed the construction of the dam. Water is a problem in our area. The rivers have dried up. Now we will not wait for the rain season. We will draw water for our gardens from the dam. Jennifer Manasseh, Zanis Mukoshi, Central Province.
We now get to Livingston, where the residents have welcomed the closure of the illegal Mbunda circumcision camp, a site popularly known as Mukanda, which was established near the Nakatindi Cemetery without permission from the council which owns the land. And the Gender Division Permanent Secretary Mainga Kabika, who led a team of combined government agencies to demolish the camp, has warned of punitive measures to be taken against perpetrators of gender-based violence against male children. Zanis has more in this report.
This is what has remained of Mr. Kenneth Makai's illegal circumcision camp, closed and burnt to ashes. Livingston Mayor Constance Mulehebahi has praised the Gender Division for their quick action.
The whole place was a mess because it's not being followed according to tradition. It has just been done because of business. And what was the concern of the people of Livingston is the demand for money. Parents were asked to pay $1,500.
It's not only residents who were against this camp, but Mr. Makai's children.
National agreement kunaimwa government kutandizira kuti lelo mukanda uchite bwanji kushokewe so chita chintu chimuka chite bwanji chisiri sinizamvera kuyipa kuti batate banga basebanyika.
But he set his eyes on money making and never wanted anyone to talk about his beloved Mukanda. The Minister of Education has also supported the end of Mr. Makai's university.
You don't know how much we are excited. Our female teachers, I'm sure, will jubilate and dance.
Members of the public have for a long time accused the Gender Division of only promoting the interests of women and girls. But today, Ms. Kabika was in full gear, defending the well-being of a boy child.
This is gender-based violence. But now, all this that has happened was actually focused on the boy child. We don't want boy children to become junkies. And then in the Mukanda here, we found out that some of the children, there's one child who's on ARVs, and was being kept in here without medication. And the parents were crying to say that our child is on ARVs and the child is not receiving medication. Found another one who has bilharzia.
Pethias Mutali, Zanis News in Livingstone, Southern Province.
Government has assured stakeholders in Chasefu district that the reintroduction of the mandatory public service examination and certification program will focus on enhancing competence in service delivery as opposed to merely subjecting public service employees to examinations. The program aims at providing training to promote professionalism, integrity, transparency, and accountability in the public service. Here are the details.
Government says the reintroduction of the Public Service Examination and Certification Initiative is part of efforts to elevate the quality of service delivery to the public. National School of Government Director Training and Policy Development, Sineva Kabenja, emphasized that the training will include skills that ensure civil servants are able to meet the needs of the public.
Integrity issues, patriotism, being patriotic, loving your country. This is what these examinations are going to focus on. Issues of professional attitudes. How should you behave? How should you treat people as a professional in your field when they come to you and they are looking for a service? So this is the focus for this training. We are not going to teach you, if you are a lab technician, we are not going to teach you how you should be collecting samples, how you should be doing your tests. No. We know that you are already an expert in that field.
Public Service Management Division, PSMD Assistant Director for the Department of Human Resource Development, Peter Mtali, highlighted the importance of the public service examination and certification programs as a means to improve the quality of public service delivery.
So now, the public service examination certifications through the program will be offering competence-based trainings so that we will transform the public service, which will be able to offer quality services to the general public to 20 million plus Zambians.
And Chasefu District Commissioner Jimmy Piri has commended government for its commitment in promoting professional development for public service workers.
It's a good move. We'll be interested to go to NIP as well, learn this and that, they get a certificate, add our CVs, that kind of thing. Along the way, there will be that service delivery, perfecting our works and whatever we're supposed to deliver to the community.
Teresa Study, Zanis News in Chasefu District.
And now we get to education segment, where Chitambo District Education Standards Officer Muimbangandwe has expressed concern that only 9 out of over 1,500 girls under the Keeping Girls in School program in the district have made it to tertiary level. And speaking when she met the girls at Mukando Boarding Secondary School, Ms. Ngandwe encouraged the girl child to take advantage of the program and focus on their studies. Sandra Mubanga has more in this report.
Young girls in rural areas often face daunting challenges to graduating from secondary school. Many drop out before completing their secondary education due to financial constraints, early pregnancy or marriage, long distances to school, and gender-based violence, among other factors. However, thanks to the support from the government of Zambia's Keeping Girls in School KGS initiative, many girls are able to go to school. However, in Chitambo district of Central Province, only 9 out of the 1,509 girls under the program have made it to tertiary school. District Education Standards Officer Muimbangandwe has encouraged girls under the program to focus on their studies and take advantage of the opportunity of being sponsored.
The boys can go to the universities. If also the girls, they should also go to universities. Our district health director, she's female, not so. Dr. Chapa, she's female. So we want doctors from you. We want engineers from you. Don't start sex prematurely because you end up being a destitute. Can you you abstain? Can you abstain from sex so that you get educated?
Several females in various professions encouraged girls to be hardworking in order to be successful.
Have a role model in life. You should be hardworking, okay? You should be determined. You should be, what am I passionate about? You need to see what are you good at in class. Are you good in maths? Are you good in English?
It's so very much the government of Zambia for actually bringing KGS, which has helped a lot of us girls to go back to school and has imposed so much goodness.
Sandra Wangamlinga reporting for Zanis in Chitambo District, Central Province.
Now, Ndola District Education Board Secretary Chewe Chanda has commended Future for Kids Community School for supplementing government's efforts through provision of free education to the learners in Kaloko Township for the last 15 years. Ms. Chanda says the community school has managed to help over 200 learners who are less privileged. We have more in this report.
Arise in Life Ministries International has celebrated their 15 years existence at a Future for Kids community school that helps the vulnerable children academically and other basic needs. Ndola District Education Board Secretary has commended the school management for helping the less privileged children over the years.
Efforts are not in vain. As Minister of Education, through government, we are going to do the rest of the things to contribute to this beautiful school, so that even as the learners are writing their exams, they will be able to count the progress and like what is going on. You take them to another school, then they get the good things and say, yes, our school has done well, yet the children are coming from Future for Kids. Yes, we gave you 2 teachers, but that's not the end of everything. Very soon we'll be giving you more teachers because we are able to see what is happening. So anytime soon, we'll be able to receive 2 more teachers.
A Future for Kids community school director says the school will continue helping the less privileged children in different skills.
Look at every child holistically, looking at every need of that child. Our services don't end up with a child. They go into even the house. They go into even the bedrooms. We have to cater for all the services that the children need. Life skills program. If you look at the far end there, there's a building for life skills program. So we have started with tailoring, and we hope that some students who can't go to tertiary or university can end up gaining a skill which will cushion them in their lifetime. And
one of the beneficiaries at a Future for Kids community school has applauded the school management for their support.
I was so happy because I never expected such grace and blessings in my life. So I would like to take this time to thank Mrs. Chimbila over there because she has been more than just a sponsor to us, but she's been more like a mother. Mom, thank you very much, because you haven't just helped me academically, but you have helped me as well on a personal level. I remember times when we had no food at home, you helped me with that. So thank you, may God continue blessing you.
Awards were given to some of the hard-working staff members. Sheolin Mutinta, Zanis, Ndola.
We now take another break. Stay tuned for more stories.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar Platform, Channel 6 DTT, and 458 DTH. Don't miss.
Well, the news continues. Mokushi Town Council, in collaboration with the Zambia Police Service and Department of Veterinary Services, has embarked on a dog cropping exercise in the district. Mukushi Town Council Public Relations Officer Moinya Mulenga says the exercise, which will run until July 31st, 2024, is meant to address increasing concerns surrounding the presence of stray dogs in various communities. In a statement issued to Zanis, Ms. Mulenga noted that stray dogs, especially those suspected of rabies, can pose significant risk to public health and safety. Ms. Mulenga urged the dog owners in the district to ensure their pets are registered, vaccinated and confined within their premises to prevent them from being killed. Well, and now Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has called on the church to work with government in finding solutions to drought-induced challenges that the country is facing. Dr. Mwanakampwe says the province and the country at large needs help to address the water and energy challenges, among other issues affecting citizens. He said this when he attended a fundraising service at Emmanuel Pentecostal Ministry Church in Kabwe over the weekend. Dr. Mwanakampwe donated 50 pockets of cement to the church towards the expansion of the church building, fundraising, while Kabwe's Central Member of Parliament, Chrysosta Piri, donated 5,000 kwacha cash and another 5,000 kwacha in pledge. And Emmanuel Pentecostal Ministries overseer Emmanuel Chibanga said his church has been championing peace, unity and progress. Meanwhile, Kabwe's Central Member of Parliament, Chrysosta Piri, says the church and government are partners in development because they serve the same people.
And we must not pretend we are in a crisis. And I want to confess to you, that's why the President of the Republic of Zambia on 29th of February this year held a press briefing to address the nation and told the people that this is disastrous and requires emergency action. I'm making a clarion and fervent call to all of us, fellow congregants. Let's hold hands together with Mr. President. Relief food coming, social protection services coming. Let's hold hands and see how best we get. So many programs in government are coming. Constituency Development Fund, when we fold our arms akimbo, who are we leaving it to? The Honorable Member of Parliament is here. Across here we have another constituency, Bwacha. Fantastic members of Parliament that we have. I pray that we access these offices.
That we as Emmanuel Gospel Pentecostal Ministries, we believe in fostering peace, unity, and progress. Therefore, anything that is outside that is not what we believe in as a ministry.
The government and the church are partnering in development. We serve the same people, and I want to say this. This is very important for us. I'm happy being in a prophetic church because I believe you understand. You are like, people who understand the signs and the seasons. I always say that like the signs of the Isaac. They understand the times and the seasons.
Well, and finally in the news, government has commended the Churches Association of Zambia, CHAZ, through the Raise Community Aid Program RECAP, for selecting Kafue District to implement the Sustaining and Improving the Guns for HIV and Tuberculosis project. And speaking during the project launch, Kafue District Commissioner Maurice Hikapulwe says the project, which aims to support prevention programs for adolescents and youths both in and out of school to raise awareness on sexual reproductive health. He stated that the project will complement the government's efforts to better the lives of adolescents and young people in the district. And Raise Community Aid Program RECAP Executive Director Samuel Tundu says the project is targeting adolescents as they form 40% of the Zambian population.
I'm happy to inform that the initiative we are launching today in Kafue District will contribute to the overall aim of the project, which is to intensify community mobilization efforts of HIV/TB prevention that will contribute to the reduced HIV/TB prevalence among adolescents, girls and young people, and key and vulnerable populations in high HIV incidence settings of the targeted geographies, and also include children and the Chirundu as they put in the introduction. On one behalf, and indeed on the behalf of the government of the Republic of Zambia, under the leadership of His Excellency Mr. Chilema, I wish to commend Churches Association of Zambia through RICA for selecting our district to implement this exceptional and innovative project to complement government efforts for bettering the lives of our adolescents and young people.
The statistics indicate that adolescents form about 24% of the total population of Zambia. And so this is a critical group that needs to be attended to in as far as the HIV trends in Zambia are concerned. And when you look at the prevalence in HIV, again, adolescents form about 38% of the new HIV infections in Zambia. And so those are alarming rates that require a multi-stakeholder approach. And so as RICAF, we are proud to be part of this process to work towards mitigating the effects of HIV, TB burden in Zambia, and in particular in these 3 districts that RICAF will be working in.
Well, that item brings us to the end of the news, and before I finish, we look at the headlines once again. Government commissions Malulua Bridge in Kabompo. Masaiti District disburses 4.6 million Kwacha CDF grants. Closure of illegal circumcision campsite in Let Livingston residents. Plus, learners under Keeping Girls in School program cancelled. Well, that is all we had for you, and on behalf of the entire production crew here at Zanis, thank you for watching. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been Renard Simokonda. Stay tuned.